So I want you to imagine something for me. You're sitting there scrolling through your phone at like 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and you see this jacket, and it's on sale, 30% off. And you think to yourself, you know what? Future me is going to love this jacket. Future me is going to wear this all the time. Future me is going to be so grateful I bought this right now. Fast forward 3 months, that jacket, it's in the back of your closet with the tag still on it. And now present you, the you sitting here right now, is staring at a credit card bill going, why did past me do this to me? Here's the thing. We talk about our past and future selves like they're completely different people. And financially, that's exactly the problem. Because right now, at this moment, you're making financial decisions that future you is going to have to deal with. And future you, they're already bankrupting you. They're just doing it in reverse. My name is Thomas, and I spend way too much time thinking about why we're so terrible at connecting with our future selves financially. If you're someone who constantly feels like you're cleaning up messes that past you made, or if you keep promising yourself you'll start saving next month, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because what we're going to talk about today is something that psychologists call temporal discounting, but what I call the most expensive psychological trick your brain plays on you every single day. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Look, here's what most people don't realize. When you think about future you, the person you're going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, your brain literally processes that person the same way it processes a stranger. There was this study done at UCLA where they put people in an fMRI machine and showed them pictures of themselves, pictures of strangers, and then digitally aged pictures of themselves. And here's what they found. When people looked at their current self, certain parts of their brain lit up. When they looked at strangers, different parts lit up. But here's the kicker. When they looked at their future self, their brain activity looked almost identical to when they were looking at strangers. Your brain literally sees future you as someone else, some random person you might meet at a coffee shop. And that's why it's so easy to screw them over financially. Let me give you a really simple example of how this plays out with actual dollars. Let's say I offer you a choice right now. I can give you $100 today, or I can give you $110 in a month. Now, logically, mathematically, you should take the $110, right? That's a 10% return in 1 month. Annualized, that's like a 120% return. That's insane. You'd be an idiot not to take it. But studies show that most people, we're talking like 60 to 70% of people, choose the $100 today. Because present you is sitting there going, I want that money now. Future me can figure out their own problems. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Let's change the scenario. I offer you $100 in 12 months or $110 in 13 months. Suddenly, almost everyone picks the $110. Same exact trade-off, same 1-month wait, same $10 difference. What changed? Nothing. Except now both options are in the future, so your brain doesn't see present you as losing anything. Future you can wait a month. Future you is patient. Future you makes good decisions. But when it's present you who has to wait, forget about it. The credit card trap. This is exactly why credit cards are so devastatingly effective. And I'm not talking about the interest rates. No, we'll get to that. I'm talking about the psychological structure of a credit card. Think about it. You swipe that card today, you get the dopamine hit today, you get the thing today. But the pain, the actual payment, that's future use problem. That's some sucker 3 weeks from now who has to figure out how to pay for it. And here's the brutal math on this. The average American has about $6,000 in credit card debt. The average interest rate right now is sitting around 24%. So let's do some quick math here. If you have $6,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest and you're making the minimum payment, which is usually around 2 to 3% of the balance, you know how long it's going to take you to pay that off? Try 17 years. 17 years. And you know how much you're going to pay in total? Over $15,000. You're paying 2.5 times the original amount. But here's what's really messed up. When you swiped that card for whatever you bought, let's say it was a $600 purchase, your brain wasn't thinking, I'm about to spend $1,500 on this thing over the next 17 years. Your brain was thinking, I'm spending $600 and future me will handle it. Future me isn't handling it. Future me is drowning in it. The retirement time bomb. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Thomas, I get it. Credit cards are bad. I'll cut them up. Problem solved. But this problem goes so much deeper than credit cards. This is affecting the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make, retirement. Here's a stat that should terrify you. According to the Federal Reserve's latest survey, the median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64, people who are about to retire, is $185,000. Now, that might sound like a lot of money, but here's the thing. If you retire at 65 and you live to 85, which is pretty average these days, that's 20 years of retirement. So that $185,000 has to last you 20 years. That's $9,250 a year. That's $770 a month. Can you live on $770 a month? Even with Social Security, which averages around $1,800 a month, you're looking at about $2,600 a month total for 20 years, while healthcare costs are skyrocketing. But here's what kills me. These same people, when they were 25, 30, 35 years old, they knew they should be saving for retirement. Everyone knows this. But present them was sitting there going, yeah, but future me has so much time to deal with this. Future me'll figure it out. And now future me is here, and they're 62 years old, and they're realizing they can't retire until they're 75, if ever. The compound interest gift you're not giving yourself. Look, here's the thing that makes this even more frustrating. The math of compound interest is absurdly in favor of your younger self. Like, it's not even close. Let's say you're 25 years old right now. If you invest $200 a month, that's like $50 a week. That's cutting out a couple of lunches out and maybe one less streaming service. If you invest $200 a month from age 25 to 65, assuming a pretty conservative 7% average annual return, you know how much you'll have at retirement? $528,000, over $500,000. And you know how much of that is actually your money that you contributed? $96,000. The rest, $432,000, that's just compound interest doing its thing. Now, let's say you wait. You say, you know what, I'm going to enjoy my 20s. I'll start saving at 35. You invest the same $200 a month from 35 to 65. Same 7% return. You know what you end up with? $244,000. Less than half. You waited 10 years and you cut your retirement savings by more than 50%. But here's what's really wild. In the second scenario, you actually contributed more money out of pocket. You invested $200 a month for 30 years. That's $72,000 of your own money. In the first scenario, you invested for 40 years, but those first 10 years, from age 25 to 35, that's only $24,000 of your own money. So you contributed an extra $24,000 in the first scenario, but you end up with an extra $284,000. That's a 10x return on those early contributions. That's the gift you could give the future you. But present you is sitting there buying jackets on sale at 10 p.m. instead. The identity problem. Now, here's what most people don't realize about why this is so hard to fix. It's not just about discipline. It's not just about willpower. It's about identity. When you think about future you, you're not just thinking about someone who's older. You're thinking about someone who's better. Future you go to the gym every day. Future you make healthy meals. Future you is financially responsible. Present you are tired. Present you had a rough day. Present you deserve this little treat. This is why every single January, gym memberships spike by like 40%. And then by February, 80% of those people have stopped going. Because in January, you were planning for future you. January you were like, future me is going to be so fit. Future me is going to go to the gym 5 days a week. And then in February, you show up and go, yeah, that's not happening. The same thing happens with budgets. You sit down on a Sunday afternoon, you create this beautiful, detailed budget. You're going to save $500 a month. You're going to have meal prep. You're cutting out all unnecessary spending. And future you, budget you, is going to stick to this perfectly. And then Wednesday, you get a text from a friend asking if you want to grab dinner. And Wednesday, you are like, budget? What budget? Future me will make up for this. The reckoning. Here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to talk about. Future you isn't going to show up and save you. Future you isn't going to be more disciplined, more motivated, or more responsible than present you. You know why? Because future you becomes present you, and present you becomes past you, and the cycle continues. That person you're imagining in 10 years who's going to have everything figured out, that person is built by the decisions you're making right now, not the decisions you wish you were making, not the decisions you're planning to make next month, the decisions you're making today. And right now, if you're being honest with yourself, you're probably bankrupting that future person. You're taking out loans they're going to have to pay back. You're skipping savings contributions they're going to wish you made. You're buying things they're not going to care about with money they're desperately going to need. The practical fix. So what do you actually do about this? Because it's one thing to understand the problem, it's another thing to fix it. First thing, you need to make future you real. And I mean literally, actually real. There are apps now where you can see what you'll look like in 20, 30, 40 years. Use them. Put that picture on your phone. Look at it. Because studies show that when people can visualize their future self as a real person, they're almost twice as likely to save for retirement. Second, automate everything. The number one rule of not screwing over future you is to make present you irrelevant. Set up automatic transfers to savings accounts. Set up automatic 401k contributions. Set up automatic investment deposits. You know why? Because present you is an idiot. Present you is impulsive and tired and wants instant gratification. So take the decisions away from present you. Third, and this is huge, you need to create friction between present you and bad financial decisions and remove friction between present you and good financial decisions. Delete your credit card information from websites. Freeze your credit cards in a block of ice if you have to. I'm not even joking, this actually works. Make it harder to spend money impulsively. At the same time, make it easier to save. Round up your purchases and put the difference in savings. Use apps that automatically invest your spare change. Make saving the default, not the exception. Fourth, start treating every purchase like future you is standing right next to you. Like literally imagine them there. Before you buy something, ask yourself, would the person I'm going to be in 5 years thank me for this purchase or resent me for it? That jacket at 10 p.m.? Future you don't care about that jacket, but a $200 investment contribution? Future you will absolutely thank you for that. The real talk. Look, I know this is heavy. I know it's uncomfortable to think about. It's way easier to just live in the moment and assume everything's going to work out somehow. But here's the thing. Time is going to pass whether you plan for it or not. You are going to become the future you. That's not a hypothetical. That's not a maybe. 10 years from now, you will exist. The only question is, what kind of financial situation is present you leaving for that person? Because right now, at this moment, you have a choice. You can keep treating future you like a stranger whose problems aren't your responsibility, or you can start treating them like they are, which is literally you, just with more time behind them and less time ahead of them. Every dollar you spend today is a dollar future you don't have. Every dollar you save today is a gift to future you. It's really that simple. So here's what I want you to do right now, today, before you close this video and forget about it. First, open up your banking app and set up one automatic transfer. Just one. Even if it's $25 a paycheck, even if it's $10 a week, set up one automatic transfer from your checking account to a savings or investment account. Make it automatic so present you can't interfere. Second, calculate how much you're actually paying in interest on any debt you have. Not the balance, the actual interest. Add it up for the year. Look at that number. That's money you're giving away. That's money future you is never going to see. Now, make a plan to eliminate the highest interest debt first. Third, if your employer offers a 401k match and you're not taking it, you need to fix that immediately. That is literally free money. If you're not contributing enough to get the full match, you are giving your employer a pay cut on yourself. Future you will never forgive you for that. And finally, I want you to write a letter to future you. Seriously, write a letter to yourself 10 years from now. Tell them what you're dealing with right now. Tell them what you hope their life looks like 10 years from now. Tell them what you're going to start doing today to make their life better. And then read that letter once a month. Let it remind you that future you is counting on present you. Because they are. That person is you, and they deserve better than what you're currently giving them. If this video helped you see your financial decisions differently, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more content like this. Drop a comment below and tell me what's one financial decision you know future you would thank you for. Let's hold each other accountable. Because here's the truth. Future you isn't going to save you. Present you have to save future you. And the time to start is right now. Thanks for watching. Now go set up that automatic transfer.